see, is it working? Alright. Good afternoon, everybody. It is the 23rd of December at the time of this recording. And, it's 2 days till Christmas. I mean, unless you don't celebrate Christmas, in which case, that's perfectly fine. Sorry, I gotta adjust the camera a little. If you notice, I'm using a microphone. Not like the headsets that I've usually used, or that I've used in the past. I actually used this to record audio for my last video that I did, which was actually a playthrough on a game called, I already forgot, Sort the Court, which is a really awesome and cute little game that I think you guys would really enjoy. It's on Game Jolt and it's for free. But anyway, that's not what today's video is about. I mean, it is Christmas, and I kind of want to give you guys something, but I can't really give you guys anything physical, because A, I'm not a really big YouTube channel, and B, because, well, I don't have a lot of money. So, what I'm going to give you guys today isn't necessarily something that is physical, but more or less more of a experiential, if that makes any sense. In terms of, I've experienced it before, or it was something I experienced on this day, in fact. What I'm gonna retell you guys is the story of my jaw surgery. Now, I know that maybe at least I've told a story to at least one person who subscribed to this channel. And, for anyone who's new to this channel, please subscribe. That'll help me grow and everything. But, I mean, I'll just stop delaying and get right into it. Alright, so, there's kind of a backstory that gets into it before I get into the main story, because without the backstory it's kind of hard to understand why I needed the jaw surgery. Before I started this YouTube channel, like a long while ago, I had a really bad underbite, as in like it was really bad, like a class 3, I think, underbite. Just kind of just jutted out, and it was pretty bad. And, and this is about like 4 or 5 years ago. My mom and I were trying to go and look for a orthodontist who's willing to do surgery on my teeth and jaw in order to align them correctly. And there's none in Brevard County, where I live, that could actually do it. As in that they couldn't do it because of my insurance. My insurance wasn't they wouldn't accept my insurance, which was Medicaid or Medicare. I think it was Medicaid, but it was pretty much just government stuff. But anyway, eventually we I believe either were recommended or we actually went to a UF of Shands. Now, if you don't know what UF of Shands is, it's part of University of Florida. That one football team with the blue and yellow, or blue and orange jerseys, has a major, I guess one way to put it would be a major rivalry with another group that is red and yellow, I think. I'm honestly not 100% sure, with the Seminoles, FSU. I don't know why I was saying U. But anyway, they're really, UF of Shands is essentially the medical school of that school. And, it was, I mean, when we first got there, they were able to go and basically like went and it was a 4-year process. I had braces put on, well, actually it's more like 5 years ish, considering. But one of the things that they were planning on doing was what was called the Lefort procedure. Now, if I remember correctly, the first thought of the process of what it was going to be is that they're going to go and take my bottom jaw, which is the one that was kind of sticking out. They're going to go and cut it, surgically cut it in three places, and move it forward to align with my upper jaw. And that was the first plan, and they said that would be by the time I was 17. Well, age 17 came by and went, and it was like, oh, sorry, not going to be able to do it because the insurance isn't covering it. And that was about 2 years ago. And then 1 year later, in the year of 2015, they said, oh, by spring break of 2015, you'll have the surgery. Well, spring break came and went, no surgery. And then it was a lot of not necessarily like red tape, but I guess insurance approval to let this go through. But it was essentially just insurance stuff that wasn't being approved in order to allow me to have this surgery done. Well, anyway, it finally came to December 23rd, 2015. And with this surgery procedure, which they did do, what they were going to do and what they did do is they went and took my upper jaw and surgically cut it and broke it and moved it about 1/3 of an inch forward, I believe. And well, when that's talking about that's going to be coming up pretty soon. When the day came, my mom and I have to drive a very long way from where we live in Merritt Island in Brevard County, all the way up to Gainesville to Shands, and it takes about 2.5 hours to maybe even 3 hours depending on traffic. But on that day, like we were maybe like either halfway or 3/4 of the way there, and I ended up like coming down with like a very bad it was like food poisoning symptoms, but it wasn't food poisoning. It was more like a anxiety induced food poisoning, I guess is one way to put it. But yeah, I pretty much I was like, oh man, I really gotta use the bathroom really badly. And well, we ended up going and having to stop by a very, very generous and very nice security person, or a security officer's place at an airport. And it was like, look, I really gotta go. Like, this is like, if I don't go right now, then we're gonna be smelling something way worse than just burning tar on the runway or whatever. So the lady was nice enough to let me go and use the bathroom that was at the security station. And I don't know what it was. It was like kind of one of those nervous poops, but this is kind of like a small story, but it's part of the bigger story. But yeah, I ended up sitting in there, like, doing my business and vomiting in there for about maybe 10-ish minutes, maybe even 20 or so. I felt like I was in there for like an hour, but I was kind of nervous because this is a big step. I had been living with this massive underbite for about for 18 years at that point. Pretty much my entire life. And this is going to be a big change because it is going to be changing pretty much everything about me. It's going to be changing how I talk. It is going to be changing how I eat, how I drink, things like that. Maybe even how I sleep, or even my headaches and stuff, which I do still deal with. But anyway, when that got resolved, and again, the lady was there who was very nice. It was very nice thing she did. But anyway, we got to the hospital, and got prepped for surgery, and they went and gave an anesthesia, and I was out, and I woke up what felt like like literally like 5 seconds later. It felt like it was 5 seconds later that I woke up, and I was just like I went from the I guess the intake room to a recovery room of sorts, and I don't even remember really what it kind of felt like, but I do know that it was just so. I think if I remember correctly, it was painful. It was, if I remember correctly, it was really painful. It didn't feel good, that's for sure. But anyway, uh, I was in recovery at the hospital for about, I think like maybe a day or so. I mean, it was kind of thought of that, I may end up having to miss Christmas, which something that we have tended to do with our family is we pretty much either go to my aunt and uncle's place in Tampa, which you guys have seen before in previous videos that I've done, like in a vlog that I've done, and in a gameplay footage that I did. But it's a very nice house. We'd have Christmas dinner there. Pretty much it was like, you might end up having to miss that, or it might end up having to happen at a later time. Well, I'd have to end up missing that depending on how long recovery was. Well, thankfully recovery was about a day-ish or so, and I believe it was on like Christmas Eve, or like really early Christmas Day, I was able to go over to my aunt and uncle's house in Tampa Bay, Florida, for Christmas. But the thing is with my jaw surgery is that, well, some of the things that the doctor stipulated was that I was not allowed to chew. As in, like, I couldn't, like, take a chicken finger and just go, start biting into it. I couldn't have anything that was really chewy either, or anything that was really hard, because that might end up going and breaking the plates that they had in my mouth to keep the upper jaw in place. And I couldn't also, I guess one way to put it, be sniff or snort heavily, like if you have a cold or something, or if like, your nose starts getting a little stuffy, like that type of thing. So that was very hard too. And there's also the fact that I may end up dealing with some nosebleeds, and not to go and start sniffing that up to bring it back in, because that might end up making it to where the bones, the healing would be stopped, among other things. But the worst thing about it was me not really being able to eat, like, I guess, solid foods. I mean, I could eat solid foods as long as it was chopped up very finely. So my Christmas dinner composed of a thing of mashed potatoes and finely chopped up ham, finely chopped up turkey, and I think even finely chopped up stuffing, among other things. And that sucked. And plus, if I remember correctly, I was in some pain as well, recovering from surgery and all. But the story doesn't stop there. The story kind of continues, because I wasn't able to go and eat solid food, I wasn't able to chew, so to speak, or like eat like a regular human being. Pretty much just having to mash it with my tongue and swallow whole, or have it chopped up very finely and gently chew the food, not chewing it ravenously, just gently chewing. I guess I don't know how to best show it, but anyway, I had to basically survive on what is essentially a liquid diet for about 6 weeks after the surgery, and that sucked. That sucked a lot. It that was kind of to help there. That was kind of to as a way of letting the bones of my jaw heal, because after surgery, during the surgery, what they did after they went and broke my upper jaw and moved it about a third of an inch forward, was they went and screwed in some metal plates, which are still in my jaws today, and I think I can still feel them, like right there. But they moved it forward about a third of an inch, and they screwed it in with metal plates to keep them there as the bones are healing, and they're pretty much permanent. They're going to be a permanent part of my body. But anyway, jeez, how I even go further with this. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how exactly I go and talk about this. Well, they also had stitches in there which would dissolve, and when the stitches had fully dissolved, that was when it was pretty much a-okay to go and eat whatever I wanted, essentially. And and I also had braces at the time, which I had 4 years prior when all of this started, pretty much. I forgot to mention that, but anyway, they went and I was given the a-okay, and the first place that me and my mom went afterward was TGI Fridays, and I went and got chicken tenders and fries because I wanted I didn't necessarily want chicken tenders and fries. I'm just kind of a simple person when it comes to that. Like, if I go to a restaurant and I see they have chicken tenders or chicken nuggets or whatever, I'm gonna take that. I mean, you go and take me to Chick-fil-A and they have chicken nuggets, I'll take that. Or something like that. I'm fairly simple when it comes to that. But that's beyond the point. And then eventually, kind of another thing to add on is that throughout this entire process, I've been pretty much once a month I'd be going to Shands, so that way they could go and see how my progress was going in terms of my braces, in terms of how everything was going. And in fact, I will actually have to be going up to Shands in January, I believe January 23rd, about a month from now, which is pretty crazy. But anyway, getting right back into the story, I think like maybe 2 or 3 months afterward, I got my braces taken off and was given a pair of retainers, and pretty much said that to wear them all day and all night except for when I'm eating, which I did. And then eventually came to a point where they're like, okay, well, you can go and wear your retainers at night now only. And that's it's I don't know how to best end this story. It's been kind of going on for a little while, but that's kind of a little, I guess, a pseudo Christmas present or something. I mean, it's really the best that I can provide for you guys right now. Maybe if I were to have more subscribers and a little bit more money to spare, or even some sponsorship deals, then maybe I would be able to go and get more, or be able to provide more and stuff for you guys. Which, the only real way that I can really get subscribers is kind of through you guys, because when it comes to making thumbnails or editing videos, or even going and putting in keywords, like key search words for people to use. I don't know exactly what to use. I mean, I might also just go and go and find a dictionary online, just go through every single word and just put them all in the keyword searches. But that would just take way too long, and I don't really have time for that. But anyway, yeah, it's the story of my surgery that I had about a year ago. And if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like. It's not exactly the best video that I have. It's not exactly the best Christmas thing that I can give you guys, but it's what I got. You know, that's pretty much all that I can really provide, unfortunately. But anyway, if you like this video, give it a like, or nah, it's okay either way. If you wanna give this video a dislike, go ahead, or not, it's okay. I don't mind. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments down below. So just let me know, hey, I would like to see more personal stories of you, type of thing. Or even if you want me to do a different video, or a video similar to videos that I've done in the past, like maybe more of the free rice gameplay, or even more of the short the court gameplay, or even more game videos, let me know. If you want me to do videos dealing with specific topics, let me know. If you guys want me to do live streams, let me know. I just want to know. If you guys think I'm doing good with the content, let me know. I even have a Twitter and Instagram account, which I don't really post regularly on those, but if I get possibly enough subscribers, maybe I will. And if you wanna keep track or keep up with the videos that I've been posting, or if you like the content I'm posting, let me know. And subscribe. That's pretty much the surefire way of keeping up with the videos, especially considering that YouTube is changing everything and basically making that if you haven't been on the site for like 20 years, you are essentially screwed. But anyway, and kind of an announcement so this way you guys can kind of be prepared for future uploads. Next week I'm going to be doing a very special video in regards to the year of 2016, especially considering that next week the time that I'll be recording this will be, or the time that I'll be recording the next video will be the 30th, and that'll be basically one day before New Year's Eve, and essentially one day, it's essentially just the one day before everybody will be absolutely happy that this year is over. But also I'll be doing a live stream on the 31st at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for New Year's Eve. And if you guys want to check that out, make sure to follow this channel and such. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and again, I want this to be kind of your guys' thing. I want you guys to let me know what you want to see, and that's kind of what I want it to be. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, or Kwanzaa, or Hanukkah, or whatever you celebrate. Whatever it is, it's fine with me. And yeah, be happy that the year is almost to an end. Anyway, see y'all next week.